In this video, I wanted to share with you guys one of my favourite mod tracks for the original Assetto Corsa. The track is called Filderbergering and it's a vintage style road circuit. Every time I load it up, I have an absolute blast, and I defy anybody to jump on this with a vintage car and not be smiling within 3 or 4 corners. So, in order to highlight this track, we're going to do 2 laps with some AI, and I'm going to talk through what's going on in the track and some more details, but just download it, guys. We've got it on the Game of Muscle server, so if you want to do some racing with people, you can jump on it there, search for Game of Muscle, and the password is T in capital letters, and you have to drink a cup of tea before you join the server or you'll be banned. Remember, you have to subscribe to this channel so you can then unsubscribe when you're angry. That's the service that we offer. I'm proud of that service. Also, click the like button or don't. That's entirely up to you. This track is absolutely incredible to drive. Takes a little bit of getting used to, takes a bit to learn, but I defy you to drive this and not have a really enjoyable and exciting time. So, no Armco, just fences, just grass, just trees, because this is a sort of 1960s German road type track. I mean, for example, right now we're going down through a cobbled high street, and the cobbles do have lower grip and they will make your wheel rattle. But look at this, look at the view, the trees, the grass. It's absolutely superb. Every time we race this track with subscribers, I can't but have a smile on my face. And the design of the circuit is so good, especially if you're driving more vintage cars, because the corners have these awesome sort of radiuses to them and flow to them that allow you to basically just be modulating the throttle and balancing the slip through them. That makes it really satisfying when you actually do nail the corners. Bizarrely, with this track, I get a kind of weird nostalgia for some of the old Need for Speed road tracks, if you remember. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, Need for Speed 2. I'm talking about the original Need for Speeds, not the new reboots. They're rubbish. Even got the leaves at the side of the track there. It's absolutely glorious. AI does struggle a bit on this circuit, especially at the start, but as you can see, we put 100%, they're pulling away from us, so you can still drive with AI on this. And you will find when you race this track with subscribers, in my case, or when you race it online with friends, it takes a little bit of getting used to and a little bit of practice. Though I wouldn't say it's as hard as the Nordschleife to learn, but it certainly has its quirks and corners that do require quite a few attempts at them to get to grips with it. But what I really love about this as well, I can't think of another circuit for Assetto Corsa, or another track that has such a fantastic sense of speed to it. And I think what gives this the really good sense of speed is that you've got all the trees casting shadows on the road surface. So as you're going through, if you've got the sunset at a slight angle, you have this sort of disco shadow strobe effect going on. And it's probably need like a seizure warning on this stage for epileptics, but it adds to the excitement at least. And it looks like we are actually catching the AI bit here. They're actually ploughing each other, so realistic 60s, 70s style AI. This corner though, the final corner on the track, is a nightmare. You have this really fast bit of circuit followed by a... Spectators not impressed. AI literally just drove into me there. See, it's just like playing iRacing. You have the really fast bit of circuit and then it dips down into that braking zone so that you feel like, oh, I can brake later, and it's like, no, you can't brake later, because if you do brake later, you're going to drive into the hay bales. So you have to brake quite early for that. Catches me out every time. I've got better at it now. But other than that, and the downhill right-hander that we did, which is quite a steep downhill right-hander, you have to brake quite a lot. Most of the corners are really pretty intuitive and flowing. Here we go. Round the outside. And then you have this monstrous straight here for the start-finish line where you just flat it out and nook it in, and it's glorious. Now let's try and do a nice clean lap here. Gonna hold on for dear life through there, downshift through the gears. I'm cheating, I'm using flappies. I should be using H pattern, but this is just the wheel rim I've got on from last night. Oh, look at this. Look, smoke coming out of the chimneys, blowing in the direction of the wind. You have to be careful you don't get distracted by the details and focus on the driving. But this is one of the few tracks as well that I found. It's kind of, it's a race track. You're doing racing on it, but you get that kind of cruising thing on it. It's not too long like some of the road stages where you feel like you're never getting to the end of it. It's actually a relatively nippy stage, especially in faster cars. And so it gets you into that mindset of, oh yeah, I'll have one more lap. I do one more lap. I think I can improve my time a bit. Whereas I feel like was that like Germany Ring or something, or even the Nordschleife, it is so long that, I mean, I get addicted to them, but they're so long that I think, especially if you're newer, they can be such a chore just to learn all the corners, and it's a bit of an effort just to do a single lap. This is sort of a sweet spot of road track that lures you into just doing lap after lap after lap. Look at this. It will get you really nice at the radius of the corners, and the width of the track as well gets you really good at modulating the throttle, and then you get a lot of time by apexing correctly whilst holding that slip. And it's super satisfying with these vintage cars. I'd say Shelby Cobra, like all the sort of 60s and 70s cars are amazing around here, but Shelby Cobra, the Porsche Moby Dick, this Formula car, anything that's a little bit older and a little bit slidier is superb around this. Not quite. We've not tried taking a modern Formula 1 car around here. Maybe we should. But newer cars are a little bit too plain Jane, I think, for the type of beautiful, smooth slides. Look at that over the crest. That corner's super hard to get right, and often you end up riding the wall. Palm Bone Corner, as it's now famously referred to. This corner here, look at that. Look it, you get just right. Whoa, and then you tap the wall. That's how you actually do it there. See? Textbook. You've not done a decent lap of this circuit unless you have taken a bit of fence post around the track with you. Imagine this on BeamNG. That's what we need. 70s race car simulator with BeamNG physics. 200 meters. Look at this, and then you just get the speed off, and then we're a little bit off there, but you want to keep it going. And it's really satisfying when you nail that corner, because you've got the long straight after it, and the faster you can go through that corner, the faster you're onto the straight, and you gain a lot of time. But what you can also do with this track, which is phenomenal, is you can just set different times of day and different weather. Obviously, it's Assetto Corsa, but with certain stages, and this is one of them, I think more real road type locations, changing the weather, just the visual difference of the weather, really does quite drastically change how difficult and the nature of the track is. Like working out the break points, hitting the apexes and everything. Weather, time of day really does affect things. I say that it's the shadows in particular on this stage, but you have to give this a go, guys. I really wanted to just highlight it for everyone. Filderberg Ring. I'll put a link in the description. Vintage cars. I run this on our Game of Muscle server as well. Absolutely glorious. So thank you for watching this. Hope you found this useful, this highlighted content. Click the like button, subscribe. But until the next one, take care, happy tea drinking, and goodbye, everybody.